Hello and good morning. Welcome to Thursday's Q&A. Let me just get back here. Good. Okay, today what we're going to go over, I just wanted to give a little history on what's the latest craze right now that everyone's talking about, that everyone's doing, that everyone's trying to get healthy with is parasite cleanses. And we are doing that big in our practice as well. I'm personally on probably the eighth week of it. It's really fascinating. But I wanted to share with you what I've discovered about the history of this. And because I've been scratching my head, why is modern medicine not really talking about this? And the truth is, it's relatively recent. So let's just go ahead and dive into the Nobel Prize discoveries of H. pylori and parasite breakthroughs that really has changed medicine forever. Two Nobel Prizes and millions of lives have been saved. In 2005, the Nobel Prize for H. pylori went to Barry Marshall and Robin Warren, who discovered that bacteria can cause stomach ulcers and stomach cancer. Then, moving forward in 2015, the Nobel Prize was for parasites discovered. Three scientists discovered the breakthroughs for the treatments of malaria and devastating roundworm infections. These discoveries prove that infections, not necessarily lifestyle, can cause these major diseases. The Gutsy experiment won the Nobel Prize. Um, Before 1982, stomach ulcers usually were always pointed, they always came from stress or spicy food, too much acid in your stomach. Even Alfred Nobel said, worry is the stomach's worst poison. The discovery by Dr. Robin Warren found that spiral bacteria in the stomach biopsies of ulcer patients were possibly the cause of those ulcers in the first place. He also joined to prove the connection between the ulcers and these parasites, or in this case, I believe he's talking about H. pylori. The proof is that when no one believed him, Marshall drank a petri dish of H. pylori. Within days of drinking this, he has suffered severe inflammation. Although antibiotics cured it completely, you suffer some residual impact of having all the good bacteria destroyed when you use antibiotics. There's a video I'm going to try to play if I can pull it off technologically, but BBC has a really cool video that covers the Nobel Prize when it was given. So H. pylori, why is this discovery going to save lives? I can tell you my father passed away from stomach cancer, and I have no doubt now that I know what I know that he died because he had H. pylori. He would drink every night. He would have to drink baking soda every night to try to calm his stomach down. Right? What does that do? It lowers the acid, which makes H. pylori thrive. The life-threatening risks of H. pylori are that 90% of duodenal ulcers and 80% of stomach ulcers are caused by this bacteria. Stomach cancer, H. pylori can causes stomach cancer, which kills about 800,000 people yearly worldwide, and it's not a fun way to go. Before this discovery, chronic pain, lifelong medications, extensive surgeries, and high recurrence rates were what we were facing. But after the discovery, 7 to 10 days of antibiotic treatments will cure the infection permanently. And with functional medicine, we just optimize instead of throwing antibiotics at it, which is just what regular medicine does. The twist of medicine 3.0, as we like to call it, thank you to a doctor who coined that term, Atlier. We go after H. pylori by not even letting it live and survive. And that's for another discussion. But we don't get you on medications that you have to stay on forever. No, we optimize the gut. So who has it? About 50% of the world population is walking around with H. pylori undiagnosed. The solution? Simple breath or stool test is going to can verify this infection. But in addition to that, just the symptoms alone are going to verify the infection. So if you're having a lot of reflux, if you already have ulcers, if you're having the onset of stomach pain after you eat, is a good indication that without expensive tests, you have H. pylori. 2015 Nobel Prize, now switching gears, went to the gentleman who defeated deadly parasites. The problem? Parasitic infections affect 3.4 billion people. That is 50% of the population. And if you want my opinion, that is undershooting it. I bet every single one of you on this call or watching this video, as I was challenged myself and proven wrong, we'll find that if you do a parasite cleanse with us and we really scrub those intestine walls, you're going to see those parasites in your stool. They can cause blindness, severe illness, and death. What they do is they attach to your intestinal wall and they basically steal all your nutrients. And not only do they just steal all your nutrients, they spit out analogs that look like good nutrients, like vitamin B12. They love to eat your Bs and your iron. And so it looks like you have okay B12, but it's really just an analog. The Nobel Peace Prize went to scientists William Campbell and Satoshi Amora for discovering ivermectin, which is the parasite medication that is used pharmautically. They also discovered a lot of other herbs and stuff that really weaken the parasites or strengthen your system so that you don't even get these parasites after you cleanse them out. The scientist Tu Yu in China, he discovered an artemisinin discovery on how to treat malaria. So both drugs are donated free to affected countries by pharmaceutical countries. And we don't go the pharmaceutical route in functional medicine. We go the herb route with specialized herbs that have no side effects. Oh, let's go back one. Artemisinin, ancient wisdom saves modern lives. So the malaria crisis killed 650,000 people annually. The parasite had become resistant to standard treatments like chloroquine. So Tu Yu studied these ancient Chinese medicine tests from 400 AD, and he found that wormwood plant and different various extracts will kill the malaria and kill also other parasites. She tested it on herself before human trials. The impact today, artemisinin-based therapy, which is where we follow in functional medicine, reduces malaria deaths by 20%, saving 100,000 lives every year, and the first Chinese scientist to win the Nobel Prize to work done in China. What these discoveries will teach us, they teach us that the pattern, for decades, doctors blamed lifestyle, stress, diet for these diseases, but the real culprits were infections hiding in the gut in plain sight. The old thinking, ulcers caused the stress, malaria was not has no effective treatments, and that river blindness was untreatable. The new reality is that ulcers are bacterial infections and H. pylori infections, most of them primarily. Malaria is a parasitic infection that is actually treatable now. Ringworms and roundworms, river blindness, and worm infections are preventable and treatable. And the question is, what other lifestyle diseases are actually hidden infections? I beg to tell you that with a really destroyed gut, riddled with infections in multiple areas, is the precursor for every disease. Your health deserves the same investigation. Functional medicine, we find the root cause. Like these Nobel Prize winners, we're going to look for symptoms to find a real problem. Is it H. pylori? Do you have parasites? Do you have SIBO? Do you have candida overgrowth or any other gut infections? We do some DNA testing. We also do stool samples. We treat it with targeted, natural protocols that eliminate the pathogens. And we restore and we rebuild the gut balance so that they don't get invited back in. Don't want you to accept your ulcer, your stomach pain, or your stomach issues as just stress as an answer, because that's probably not the answer. These parasites and these actually and gut infections really cause you stress. They cause chronic bloating, pain, fatigue, digestive problems. Your body deserves the proper investigation, just like ulcers did in 1982. These are cutting edge new technologies that we have really just since 2015. Are we really focusing on these as a cause of health destructors? And that's it. I would like to invite you today to come to our workshop at 2 o'clock. If you log back in here, we are doing a gut workshop, getting kind of dive deep. So you are more than welcome to come to this gut workshop. You can also look in the VIP section if you become a VIP client for the ongoing recordings. And I just thank you for listening, and I'm here to help you save your life.